All right, moving forward, our next speech is by the man who put this together tonight with the open house, a great PR guy, but he is going to talk to us about why Toastmasters and why now. Rick Noah.
So why Toastmasters? Why now? These are the two questions that I'm going to try to answer tonight. And the why Toastmasters, for me at least, speaking from my own experience, was easy. Like some of the introductions, people had heard of the reputation of Toastmasters and they understood that it was good for developing your public speaking skills and good for developing leadership skills. So I was already kind of sold when I came to the meeting as a guest. But the why Toastmasters, if it's not obvious to people, part of why Toastmasters is because it's a great value. And it's not only a great value from the standpoint of investing $25 for your initial membership and then $10 a month, which equals $5 a meeting, which when you think about the value that you get for every meeting you come to, it's really unmatched value. It's a supportive, nurturing, creative learning environment where you have fun. You hear comedy, you hear interesting stories, you hear about other cultures, meet all sorts of interesting people. The other reason why Toastmasters is because Toastmasters is unique. Of all the skills development programs that I've ever been in, Toastmasters is unique in the sense that there's not a beginning and an end, like a class that you may sign up for and there's 8 sessions. Every single Toastmasters meeting you come to is a progression on a journey that can last as long as you need it to. The Toastmasters program is designed to incorporate people that are at the very beginning of learning how to speak. Maybe they're terrified, shaking like the Tin Man when they're delivering a speech, to the other end of the spectrum where you have advanced speakers. Rob's a good example. Rob's delivered 4 icebreakers and lots of advanced speeches. So Rob is an example, and I'm sure he would agree that when he comes to Toastmasters, even as an advanced speaker, he leaves with something, as was, I'm sure, the case with Don, another advanced speaker in the club. It's unique in the sense that Toastmasters is a proven program. So I'm a numbers guy at heart, and when I think about Toastmasters, you think about an organization, bless you, that was started in 1924 by Ralph C. Schmedley. Okay, and the YMCA in Santa Ana, California, and this is an 88-year-old program if you're doing the math. So how many programs do you know that have been refined and tested and tweaked for 88 years? Unbelievable. And what's more impressive than that is that it's grown from that single club 88 years ago to now over 280,000 members worldwide, in 13,500 clubs with over 116 countries that host Toastmasters organizations. So you're part of, as a Toastmaster, an international organization that if it was a company, would be one of the largest companies in the world. Where would you get access to that kind of resource, that kind of experience, and that kind of energy and ideas and creativity? So for me, Toastmasters was a no-brainer. But now the second question, why now? Why is now a good time to join Toastmasters? Well, if you're not employed, which most of the people here sounds like are employed, but if you're not employed, Toastmasters is a great way to become employable. I gotta believe that presentation and leadership skills are probably the 2 single most important professional skills in terms of salary and in terms of advancement. And I can think of specific instances in my career where literally I was asked to give a speech a month into a job where my boss had resigned. They were in the midst of looking for a replacement for her. And they said, Rick, go give us a readout of your division of the company. And I was filling in an acting role, interviewing people for my boss's job's replacement. And I hit it out of the park because I knew how important that presentation was. And as I left that meeting, one of the C-level executives came up to me and said, you're going to get a lot more responsibility, so brace yourself. So there was no mistake in my mind, the correlation that giving a very good impromptu speech under pressure, delivering the goods, made a difference. Significant salary difference, significant opportunity difference, significant advancement difference. And that's one of a couple of examples that I can think of in my career where I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have the opportunities that were afforded by demonstrating presentation skills, being able to explain things to people in language that they understand, adjusting to your audience. So somebody said tonight, Glenn said that being able to read an audience is very important. When you start to see people, you're losing them, they're on their phone, their eyes are elsewhere, maybe they're sleeping, their head's in their hands, or even if it's just subtle visual cues. Somebody's looking at you, but they're a mile away. And if you're a really good presenter, you can know that, and you'll hone in on them, and you pull them back in and be able to adjust. But the other reason why now is you may have your own business. So there's a lot of people, Holly, myself, Pam, a lot of people in here have their own business. Just started your own business too, right? So there's a lot of good reasons now to join Toastmasters. The other reason why now is because that Toastmasters is sort of like the time value of money. The dollar you invested 20 years ago is worth a lot more than the dollar that you'll invest tomorrow. And the value of having those skills grows over time, because the sooner you develop those skills, the sooner you can apply those skills, the sooner that you can get the benefits of those skills. So hopefully I've answered the why Toastmasters and why now is a good idea. And I'd also like to conclude with a quote from Dr. Ralph Smedley. And it's a very simple quote, but I think it really embodies the why Toastmasters, why now, and even more so, extending the question to why this club. And the quote goes like this: we learn in moments of enjoyment. And think of how simple of a quote that is. We learn in moments of enjoyment. So if you come to a meeting as a guest, and if you think it's a fluke, come back to another meeting. You'll hear laughter, you'll hear engagement, you'll hear welcoming. You'll see people stay after the meeting and talk for a little while, the camaraderie. And that's where moments of learning happen. When you're comfortable in a supportive, nurturing environment, you have the courage to sing, which was great. I think Don's got some real competition now. So on that, I'd just like to say on behalf of the Clifton Park speakers, thanks for coming tonight as guests, and thanks for our new members who were guests very recently, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
All right, we have one more speaker. He is the most senior member of our club. He has regaled us with his songs. It is good to hear that we also have